From the Oklahoma newsroom, this is an OSU update. I'm Jenny Carlson with Barry Trammell. Barry, a lot of talk seems this time of year for several years now about Travis Ford and his job security. And after a season that was somewhat surprising, you thought that might die off, and instead talk that several OSU boosters around the OSU basketball program are working to potentially get money together to do a buyout of the last 4 seasons of Travis Ford's contract. It would be nearly $10 million that they would have to pay Travis Ford. What's your feeling about the why of this situation? Why now with Travis Ford?
Well, I mean, I think there's a general belief that just apathy in the fan base is set in completely. I don't know that that's completely expressed in the attendance. OSU basketball attendance has not really dropped off, even from the Sean Sutton time. So, but I just think there's a general feeling that OSU basketball is sort of blah and needs reinvigorating. Now, whether the university should come up with $8, $9, $10 million to pay Travis Ford to not coach basketball, I think is a different question. That's a lot of money for a university in a state that's facing some financial pressures. So I just think that people remember the Eddie Sutton glory days. They remember the excitement that once was felt in Gallagher-Iber Arena and don't want to get too far down the road from those days.
Well, and you're right about the big sum of money. They would have to pay that per year for Travis Ford, so it's not a lump sum payment to Travis Ford, but if they were to do this buyout, it would be over the next 4 years, and then you've got to pay a new basketball coach. So the average salary in the Big 12 runs about $2.6 million, so they'd essentially be paying $5 million in that ballpark for basketball coaching, one to coach and one not to coach. It seems like a lot at any school, and that would seem even more so at OSU.
Well, especially at a school that has made itself into a football school.
Right.
I mean, Oklahoma State's become a Big 12 player on the football field, and the fans have responded. Got the beautiful stadium, great attendance, lots of money generated. Basketball is not what it was, and it doesn't need to be what it was at Oklahoma State as it was in the 90s with Eddie Sutton. So I find it a curious financial situation that OSU finds themselves in. I don't think OSU can justify buying out Travis Ford financially. If they decide to pull the trigger on it, it's really just a source of pride.
Lastly, this is going to come down to Mike Holder making the final decision. Even if these boosters come up with the millions needed to do this buyout, he would still have to pull the trigger. Is he going to do that?
Well, I think it's possible for this reason. For the story to get this far, for it to reach enough people that the media has heard about it. Our man John Helsley got wind of it, reported it last night. For it to get that far, it's pretty far down the road. So I don't know that it will happen, but I think it's very possible.
All right. Thanks, Barry. Sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.